I trust you're doing well. You're watching RTV News live from Kigali. I'm Ethan Tashabia. The African Union has commended Rwanda's efforts in protecting refugees during this COVID-19 period, rather the period of pandemic. The comments were made by Amil Al-Fadil Mohammed Al-Fadil, the AU Commissioner for Social Affairs, during a visit to Gashola Refugee Transit Center in Rwanda's eastern province. Gami Muvunyi kicks off tonight's edition with this report.
Bright and early in the morning, the Libyan refugees are up and energized, taking computer lessons and taking part in driving lessons. The refugees say that they would like to go to Europe in hopes that the process is not as lengthy as they presume.
Women of Rwanda have welcomed us, so I thank them, and I also thank the others as well, the other partners as well, UNHCR, the African Union and the European Union. I thank them very much. But the problem is, I think there is some delayment here in the process. The process is not very fast here. It goes very slowly.
According to Hassan, he and his colleagues would like to continue their journey to Europe. The government of Rwanda says it will continue to assist them and that it is just a matter of time. They will eventually be able to go to the countries that have agreed to host them. Olivier Kayumba serves as the permanent secretary of the ministry in charge of the emergency management. This is what he has to say.
The fact that they want to go to Europe and haven't gone yet is mainly according to the host country's plan. We cannot say that COVID-19 has interrupted this process. It is normal for one to apply for asylum in another country, especially in Europe, and get a delayed response.
The Commissioner for Social Affairs of the African Union on Saturday, 27th of March, visited the Gashora Refugee Transit Center. She applauds the government of Rwanda in the efforts they have taken in protecting the refugees in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
I would like also to thank the government of Rwanda for including these people of concern, refugees and asylum seekers. More than 400 people from the refugees being vaccinated, while giving priority to these people, while you have yet to give vaccinations to your population. I really appreciate that they are being given a priority in the vaccination program of the government. I again thank His Excellency the President. I thank the Ministry of Health that they have included them in this vaccination program.
The Commissioner compliments the progress in the expansion on the center and says the African Union will continue to support Rwanda's commitment to protecting Africans. In September 2021, the agreement between Rwanda and the African Union in receiving refugees from Libya will come to an end.
We will extend definitely, because we still need the help and the support of Rwanda. We are still in need of bringing our African stranded migrants to Rwanda and to give them opportunities of being resettled in Europe and in other places. So our work is not done yet, and we will look into how to extend the MOU, because we still need this MOU and we still need this facility, and we have thousands and thousands of stranded migrants. They also need to be looked after.
Since the program began, Rwanda has received 515 Libyan refugees in 5 groups. Of these, 234 have already received host countries, and 284 are still situated at the camp. 59 of these are women, while 225 are men. Gabi Muvunyi for RTV.
Thank you, Gabi, for that report. Now, people have been reacting to Duclet's Commission report on France's role in the genocide against the Tutsis, saying it is a step in the right direction when it comes to acknowledging and revealing the truth about the genocide, and will help further improve Rwanda-France bilateral relations. Serge Nore has more of this report.
In May 2018, President Paul Kagame made a state visit to France following an invitation from President Emmanuel Macron, and that is when the French president decided to establish a commission to examine government archive documents written between 1990 and 1994 linking that country to the genocide that was perpetrated against Tutsis here in Rwanda. The more than 1,000-page report that resulted was presented to His Excellency Emmanuel Macron on Friday and shows how France blindly supported a genocidal regime.
Le principal, c'est de n'avoir pas compris en fait la réalité du Rwanda, la réalité africaine d'une certaine manière, d'avoir plaqué sur le Rwanda au fond des stigmates de la colonisation.
Principally, they did not understand the Rwandan or African reality, and they attached to Rwanda the stigma of colonization, imposing tribalism upon the country. We know that 3 tribes were prescribed to Rwandans, but that was false. Rwandans were one people, sharing religious beliefs and united. The Belgian colonialists simply created tribes that did not exist at the time: Hutus, Tutsis, and the Twa. France then reinforced that tribalism by supporting Habyarimana's regime. What France should have done is truly adopted the principles of the La Baule Convention and supported democracy in Rwanda, but that was not done. France gave everything to Habyarimana and asked nothing from him in return. That is a serious problem because it was possible to order Habyarimana to abolish the ID cards that indicated a person's tribe and push aside Hutu extremists. But France's policy became to support him in these things and instead arm him. Rwanda was full of weapons.
Au contraire, la politique de la France, ça a été de le précipiter dans les bras des extrémistes et en lui concédant aussi énormément d'armement. Le Rwanda est surarmé.
The Duclair report, however, does not indicate legal complicity in the genocide on France's part. Nevertheless, it has been seen as a step in the right direction. Certainly, the report shows that France as a country played a strong role in the genocide against Tutsis because France's government continued to support a government that was committing genocide, and there was strong evidence showing them that genocide was being committed, yet they did not denounce it. Later, they initiated Opération Turquoise in an attempt to save face following their failure to do the right thing. The report says the genocide in Rwanda was France's failure. We have always known that fact, but we must commend that this is the first time they are admitting it in an official government report, such a blatant wrong. There have also been calls for more to be done.
Nous regrettons, par exemple, que la complicité.
We regret that, for example, the legal complicity of the French government was not exposed. We have spent the last 27 years showing that it did exist, be it financial, military, and diplomatic support, and much more. We are certainly not satisfied. Though we have not yet read Duclair's report, we do know it says nothing of the fight we are engaged in, striving for genocide perpetrators to be brought to justice. I don't think it contains information on the people we are pursuing legally because we go after individuals. Following the issuing of the report, the chairperson of the African Union Commission tweeted this, and I quote, "I welcome the publication of the report of the French Research Commission regarding the genocide against the Tutsi. This substantial and well-documented report establishes a great number of responsibilities. It also merits appreciation as an act of courage. I wish to commend this important decision to pursue the truth about the most dramatic event in contemporary African history." End of quote. Rwanda's government also gave its official response shortly after the Duclair report was presented. And I quote again, "The government of Rwanda welcomes the report of the Duclair Commission, which represents an important step toward a common understanding of France's role in the genocide against the Tutsi. An investigative report commissioned by the government of Rwanda in 2017 will be released in the coming weeks, the conclusions of which will complement and enrich those of the Duclair Commission."
Now, in other stories that we have this evening, it's been 2 years since the Rwanda Recording Academy was established, a special model school instructed by the government of Rwanda that teaches software development, embedded system programming, and cyber security. The students in the school that is located in Nyabihu district of the Western Province are proud of the incomparable level of education they have been given. Ghislaine Mugwaneza has this report.
The Rwanda Coding Academy is the only school that specializes in software engineering in the country. Students that study in it are selected based on their academic performance. Since its official opening in February 2019, it has enrolled 118 students in their 4th and 5th years of secondary education. In terms of learning and teaching, a student spends time in projects and discoveries individually or in small groups, and the teachers do the guidings. Rwanda Coding Academy was conceived in the light of the country's aspirations to have a knowledge-based economy, especially in technology field, but also to be the basis of regional technology, according to the director of the school.
Our
goal is to ensure that our children qualify for both the local and international market. We want them to be the East African Regional Foundation. It means that we can not only stay here in Rwanda, but also in international countries.
Eligible students in this model school must have performed very well in all-level national examinations, especially in mathematics, science and English. The students are proud of the school and the skills they have been given.
We want to manufacture a vehicle that needs no driver. The vehicle will be able to detect if something is near in order to stop so that it won't hit anything.
The students in this school are confident of becoming experts in computer programming. I want to become a data scientist, especially in mining, payment and in health sector, because when you see ideas we keep on having in what we implement, we are really doing good. The Rwanda Coding Academy provides secondary level education, but with the knowledge it provides and the level of teaching, you might think it is a university. The quality of education provided in this school is also emphasized by the principal of the school.
The example I can give you is of a university of Germany called Code University, and our teachers visited the university to see how their teaching principles can be applied here in Rwanda. Code University officials come here every year to teach our students on how to learn through projects.
A student at the Rwanda Coding Academy is fully covered by the government, where the government pays school fees, bed sheets, clothes and other necessities for daily life. Parents that have children attending the school say they find no words to describe their happiness about having their children in the school. We don't pay school fees. It is really good, and we are happy and grateful to God, as well as thanking President Paul Kagame. For sure, it's beyond our imagination. Officials in the Ministry of ICT and Innovation say more schools like this are needed in other parts of the country, as well as their establishment is also being considered. The first students to graduate from the Rwanda Coding Academy are eagerly awaited on the job market, but there are also those that will continue their studies at various universities, including those abroad. Gordon Kalema is the Director General of Digital Transformation at the ministry.
There is a team that is helping the school so that it may be able to open doors for those studying in it to continue their studies in university. Some will directly go on job markets where they will be able to start their own companies. The vision is to build other schools like Rwanda Coding Academy in different regions and to emphasize the students to be few in class where there are only 20 students in one class.
At the Rwanda Coding Academy, students are taught computer programming using 9 modern and international coding languages so that the programs they develop can be used anywhere in the world. Ghislaine Mugwaneza, reporting for RTV.
Thank you, Ghislaine, for that report. Now, it's been a year since driving tests were suspended in Rwanda because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and now to be resumed next Monday, which has been welcomed by those who have been waiting to take the tests. Driving instructors are also looking forward to once again be able to prove their ability to teach people by ensuring that as many of the students as possible pass so that they can draw in more clients. They are also therefore working to prepare them for the upcoming tests, while officials in the traffic department of Rwanda's National Police have stressed that COVID-19 prevention guidelines are to be respected at all times during the tests, and the priority will be given to those who had registered for the tests before they were suspended last year. The department has confirmed that 1,500 people in Kigali City will take the tests next Monday. Some citizens neighboring Nyabiheche refugee camp located in Gatsibo district, which hosts mainly Congolese refugees, are happy with the joint development projects in agriculture, animal husbandry and sewing, which both sides believe have facilitated good relations and economic transformation of both citizens and refugees. The joint projects of the people living near the Nyabiheche refugee camp and the communities around the refugee camp aims at cultivating good relations and trade between refugees and communities around the camp. Initially, 3 agricultural cooperatives, including livestock and animal husbandry, were set up to support the efforts of the program. In agriculture, Twisungana Nyabichwamba Cooperative has 70 members who are engaged in agricultural activities on 2-hectare piece of land. In livestock and animal farming, a cooperative known as Twitezimbere mu Bworozi was established, which consists of 56 members operating on 2-hectare piece of land with 15 cattle, while another sewing cooperative known as Twitezimbere mu Budozi owns and operates sewing machines, which are operated by both refugees and members of the surrounding communities. The 19 million worth of projects have been funded by the Red Cross Rwanda. Residents and refugees who have joined the various cooperatives say that in addition to the expected output, their relationship has improved.
When we do collective farming and harvest, we sell and save part of the income for future economic projects.
Historically, refugees lived separately from the communities of the host countries, but we're happy to work together.
We get to meet and interact and share experiences and skills amongst ourselves.
Mazimaka Emmanuel, the Director of Communications and Public Relations at the Rwanda Red Cross, which supported the initiatives, says the purpose of the initiative is to continue to support the government of Rwanda in its efforts to improve the well-being of the people as well as refugees. The intention is for Rwanda Red Cross to support Rwanda in community transformation. The district administration says that such development activities for refugees and residents living around the refugee camps are part of Rwanda's commitment to include refugees in various development activities shared with other communities.
Projects initiated.
Several projects have been initiated in Gatsibo and Ngarama sectors, which have included refugees. These projects have improved the welfare of refugees and promoted good relations between Rwandan citizens in the area and refugees. In addition to these community-based projects targeting refugees and rural communities in Gatsibo district, the relief organization has also supported other community-based and refugee-related activities targeting Rwandan returnees from Tanzania that live in Nyagatare district. Kanangazi and Rimyega sectors have set up 6 agriculture and livestock associations with 300 members. In livestock sector, 60 cows and 702 goats have been given to these communities in addition to 7 warehouses and 5 harvest drying racks to support agricultural products. Sad images coming in from Myanmar. But that report brings us to the end of tonight's edition. And I also want to tell you on behalf of the entire news production team, many thanks for joining us indeed. Now, up next is RwandaTV Moto Moto. I'm Ethan Tashabia. Bye for now.